Okay, go ahead and watch your match. I believe you said shorter stock your guy, so I'm picking this guy to be you. Looks like he pulls you in the guard and you go to combat base right away. Looks like you make establish a good grip on this side if you can. Start to work for that underhook. Looks like he's keeping it nice and tight. Sometimes what's nice too is to be able to walk those legs to the other side. So taking that knee, walking it to the other side as you bring the legs around. There you go, long step pass. So get some, I would get body control if you can. So keeping this nice and tight here as you start to scoot back or be able to shoot that leg through. Do that or controlling the pants on this side, that way it's hard for him to come up. Keep trying to get more of your butt and your hips back if you can. Spin back and allow him to come up. In a dogfight situation here. Nice whizzer. Keep popping him over. Good job on that. There you go. There you got an opening. So you go as he's going into deep half. You have a little bit of an opening there. So here, either trying to slice through like baseball slide pass the other way, or when he goes into start to go into deep half here, he's currently open. It gives you time to eject that leg out and get into a full mount position. And some of the concern there could have been, that he'd already established a deep half position, so sitting on it would have been a tough situation too. So you're trying to establish, I can't quite see with the video what's going on underneath here. Putting that, he's got that hidden arm there. If you're trying to control that arm, yep. Looking for the underhook, it looks like there, or Kimura grip now. Keep working that leg free if you can. So you'll see Bill Cooper talk about this, being able to take his upper body and shoving more of your right knee through to be able to get a little bit more space, especially when they're hiding that arm, just to get more on their back. It looks like he started getting that Kimura grip on the side. Alright, trying to break it open, but he has control of that knee. Nice work. So here, especially when he comes back, pummel right away. So when you switch, that right or left hand has to be pummeled for that underhook right away, so you can get that knee in the side or into the mount position. He's able to get underneath it and put you back in. So now he's going for a double lapel sweep. Break those grips and walk yourself back a little bit. So you'll hear sometimes Bill Cooper talk about it like the Macho Man, basically coming back to this position, hopping all the way over, kicking all the way out, and then baseball sliding through with this side. Right here to be actually a good position for it. And he's able to get the sweep. So sometimes, looks like he had a pretty good control over that hip, but just being able to bring that around and put more forward pressure down. Looks like you tried to, but he was able to get that out pretty quick, or get up pretty quick. Keep scooting your hips back. Try to turn back the other way unless you're going for like a Peterson or a Granby roll. So we'll talk about this position too once they get you reset. One little sweep that you can maybe try off of this position. We'll see if you do it. Fast forward here a little bit. All right, so one thing you gotta see where your other arm's at. If your left arm is above his head, one nice little sweep that you can do is control his pants with your right hand, grab over his lat with your left, and actually bridge him back that way. I really use that one a lot to be able to push people off when they're sitting towards the legs. It looks like your hand's on the other side though, so like I said, you've got a grip right here. Consider maybe taking the grip, grabbing the lat back here. Right hand's going to grab his legs and actually bridge that way. Because right now I think with that, see, you're trying it, but you're actually holding him down with this left hand that's actually on his collar. Nice work on getting out there. Pop your butt back just a little bit right here, just so that way you can establish control, but don't leave a hook. Oh, no. Turn your left knee back, so that way he can establish a De La Riva. So you want to pop your butt back enough, like in situations like this, right here, you want to be able to pop your butt back enough, but not enough to where, so pop your butt back, but don't create this space here to where they can be able to start getting a De La Riva hook like he does. So turn your knee as soon as you can, so that way you can't start to angle off. Good. So here, he's really starting to turn your knee, and you need to keep turning that left knee back. Pop back and turn your knee. There you go, better. So, one I like to do here personally is taking both of my hands, going over the shins, and popping over. So, this hand would grab this shin, this hand would grab this shin, popping over, or going off to one side. That's not a bad pass either if you can control the hips, start to walk around. I usually end up grabbing it with my right hand, grabbing that far one, and then this one would go over the thigh and grab the shin this way. So 2-on-1 situation basically. So let's go for a sweep, nice base, take the back. So watch out for this trail leg, especially now that you guys can start working leg locks. You got to get your hip off to the side, otherwise he can possibly go for a knee bar from here off the roll. So that trail leg is staying behind rather than on the basically hips on the side. So more shoulder pressure on that. So it looked like you're doing leg weave half guard pass here. So you weave through, do a good job of that, but you got to put slam your shoulder pressure down right away, straight down, get a collar grip on the sleeve as well. So you see this, Like, this is actually a bad situation if you don't have this control right here. So you're putting your arm through. This hand has to be either controlling the collar or controlling the wrist. If you're not doing that, he has actually the ability to roll underneath and go for either a sweep or a triangle right away. So he opts to actually pull you back into guard. But like I said, once they set up this, most of the time you're going to see people invert and then roll through and create, like I said, either a sweep or a triangle. So get bicep control until you can break posture. So don't grab around his head. Get bicep control, push that off your head, and then walk yourself back up. Try not to pop your legs forward to where he can go for a sweep. Hands on the biceps. Get posture. So butt down, head up. So you're kind of doing a modified Tosi pass here, but your right arm needs to be a lot lower. Again, popping up, like get your butt back. So try not to have both feet. So there you go. You do it better in the end. So stagger in your stance. So one leg comes back, one knee goes in, but really try to push down his hips as you pop up. So control one wrist too as you pop up. So it's trying for a double ankle sweep. So shoulders go forward, good. And that's the end of the match. Okay, so actually, really good job in certain parts. In certain parts, I would want to have you work on them. So when you do this long step, you either establish control here, so shoulder pressure down, and controlling the leg, and then using this foot to kick out this foot free. When you hop back, let me go. When you hop back over, you've got to get secure this underhook. So that's one other option. Is you go underhook here and shoot out to the other side and use it as a baseball slide pass. Okay. Then the next one was this deep half position that you got in for a while. Really try to work on getting that shin underneath him more, especially see if they call this like a hidden arm. So you want to get that underneath and start trying to work your the wedge or a shin underneath him, just to try to get more towards his back. So you want to get his upper body up on your chest, get your shin underneath his back. This one I think I misjudged earlier because I didn't see that his arm was on the top. I thought his arm was right here and your arm could have been over top, but I see that his arm now was over top this way, so it makes it a little bit harder to do what I talked about before. Work on that De La Riva positioning here. Just make sure that that knee stays wide so he's not able to create that angle. Making sure that that trail leg doesn't stay there, so he's not able to do a knee bar. On the pass, I think we're past it right here. Make sure that you, on that leg weave pass, dropping your knee down or your shoulder down right away, and you have to grab either, like set a collar or a sleeve, otherwise it could spell trouble. And then just establishing a little bit more bicep control. not trying to drive forward so much, keeping your knee low. And like I said, if you are trying that toesy pass, just secure the lower body a little bit more. So other than that, a couple things to work on, but it was a good match to watch. Thank you very much.